In this video, we're going to give you a brief overview of the Pfaff Performance Icon, and just as the name says, this truly is an icon in the sewing industry. The Pfaff Performance Icon gives us all the features you've been looking for in a top-of-the-line sewing, quilting, heirloom, and garment construction machine. It's got everything built into it, all in one machine. We do have access as well to the internet with this particular machine, so we can go and log in. You'll get a free SewNet subscription for 3 months with this machine. And what does that mean? I can download stitches. I can create my own stitches, make them like you want them. The machine has hundreds of stitches built into it, and it's easy access. Just because this has all the bells and whistles, it's going to be easy to operate as well. Ken Sewing Center is going to be here to help you all along the way with your purchase of the Performance Icon. A lot of great features on this machine from top to bottom. So starting at the top, we do have the telescopic spool stand. This is built into the machine. It pushes down and stores when you're not using it. We're able to use larger cones of thread with the icon. The larger the cone of thread, the cheaper it's going to be for you. You find a thread you like, you're going to be able to use anything from smaller cones to the big king spools on this particular machine. There also is a horizontal spool pin built into the machine, so if you want to use your finer threads, you're able to do that as well. Some people like their machines feeding horizontally versus vertically. Pfaff thought all that out as well, and they listen to customers on this particular machine for features that are built in. This machine does have the IDT system built in. It's an enhanced IDT system to grab the fabric at the top while your feed dog just built in is feeding that through at the same time. Threading is a breeze on this machine as well. We have a lot of room. This machine is a little larger than your average machine. It's very spacious. That makes threading easy. Everything is channeled on this machine all the way down to the needle. And I have a built-in needle threader. I push a button, it's going to thread the needle for me. The top drop-in bobbin system on the machine, I can see the bobbin at any given time. There's only one place we put our thread through and move it through to thread the bobbin case. That's really easy. It has the large metal plate on it with markings so we can get our certain seam allowances. If you want to get a magnetic seam guide, you can do that as well for this machine. Large workspace on this machine. Is very comfortable sewing with the icon. It's 12 inches from a needle to the inside of the sewing arm and 5.5 inches tall. And notice we have full illumination around the bed of the machine all the way around to the needle, equal illumination. The bed is solid white, so we're able to match our threads and our fabrics a lot better with a lighter background. I like how the accessory tray opens up toward me, and there's a silicone implant in here so I can keep my bobbins. Everything's not going to move around on me. I can keep everything, all my presser feet and accessories stored nice and neat. And then if I want to do some hemming of pants and shirt sleeves, I'm able to move this off, and I have a large bed here, a large free arm. So I'm hemming a pair of pants or a shirt sleeve, I can get my design. If I'm doing some decorative embellishment on, say, a pair of denim blue jeans, I can actually move this down. I can get my design or my stitching, my decorative, my embellishment further up. Now, same with a shirt sleeve or anything that you're doing. Just have so much more room to work with on the Performance Icon. On the front of my machine, all my major controls are built right on the front. Really easy for me to get to, from raising and lowering my presser foot just at the touch of a button, to my needle threader, to the scissor. I have access to the stitches, tile features. I've got the start-stop button here, so I don't have to use the foot control if I don't want to, but it does come with an extra large foot control, so I'm not having to find it and hunt for it as I'm sewing. Then I have traditional reverse built in. Huge color screen on this particular machine. Just like your tablet, this operates the same way. So I go in to the machine. It's laid out very easy for all of my stitches. I have a question mark. At any given time that I want to know something, I can hit that. I do have Wi-Fi capability. You can actually connect this to your internet router with the SewNet feature. SewNet's going to give us so many articles and tools and tutorials and helps, as well as places we can download stitches to. We can also have access to the cloud and upload our designs or our stitches to that cloud and keep those there and off the machine. If I want to select a stitch, all I have to do is pull those up. And if you'll notice, everything is extra large, so I can see what I'm doing at any given time. I'll just pull up a simple zigzag. it gives me just a little brief description of what that stitch is for. Now, I've been doing this a long time. I've been here over 25 years myself, and some of the manufacturers call stitches different things, and just having this at our beck and call, knowing I can pull a stitch up, it gives me just a brief description of what that stitch is for. This will come in extremely handy down the road for you. Sometimes we set our hobbies down from time to time and we may forget what something is. Even these basic things of what these stitches do, this is going to help so much. And then I can go in and I can adjust the length and the width on all these sewing stitches. This machine does up to a 9mm width on my zigzag, which is going to be the widest made on any domestic sewing machine that's on the market. Up here is my main tab, so if I am into quilting and I know that's what I'm wanting to do, I barely have to touch that quilting function. It pulls up all my quilting stitches for me. Everything's categorized for me any given time. I can go here and I can load this stitch up. And then when I go into the stitch, it's showing me the actual size of this stitch on screen. So if I want to adjust the width, if I want to adjust the length of that particular stitch, I'm able to do that, and it's going to show me the true size of that stitch. We can mirror image. There's all kind of things we can do. It's just easily at our fingertips of being able to do. And Ken Sewing Center is going to be here to help you, as well as the tutorials that are available for the performance icon. On the screen, it's going to show me here and give me recommendations of what presser foot I need to have on the machine, feed dogs up or feed dogs down. All the Pfaff presser feet will have a letter numerical system indented into them, so you'll know exactly what foot you need to have for the stitch that you're doing. If you need any more information, it's right here. There's a lot of other information on the screen. Won't go into it just for demonstration purposes. But I go down here to my stitch edit, and here I can easily adjust that stitch width, and notice how that stitch increases, and also my stitch length. So now I don't have to do test swatches on this particular machine. I can program tie-offs, thread cuts, raise and lower the presser foot real easy. I can just hit my buttons here at any given time. That will come in handy when you're appliquing, if you're getting to the end of a seam and I want to make sure my needle's down and the foot raises up so I can turn a corner. All that's built into the machine, plus you get the huge large bed for your larger projects. If you're into quilting, I have a lot of area here that I can work with to fold up my finished product. If I'm doing free motion stippling on something, if I'm working with a larger garment, drapes, dresses, you name it, I'm going to have enough room, and it's going to be very comfortable sewing at. Then as we go back to all of our stitches, back out, pull those up, I have needle arch stitches built in. All these pretty stitches that are built into the machine. There's more categories of these as well. If you want your garment to look like it was done by hand, so it has a vintage look to it, you can go into this section of the machine and it's going to actually sew those stitches out in such a fashion, and it gives it a whole different look. That's built into the machine. You don't have to worry about it. And then I have a category of satin stitches, even more here, decorative borders that are going to be built in. I have even more decorative stitches that are built in. So as I go in here, pull this stitch up, it gives me a little description of what it is. Pull this stitch up, same thing, tells me what it is. Then I can edit this stitch if I want to change something about it right here on the screen, and then I'm ready to sew it out. And then I can just exit out here, hit the little X button, and now I can scroll over. Just like our tablet, we can actually just move things over and get to where we want to go. Have all these different monograms that are built in. And there are 9 categories of stitches built in on the performance icon. Now we're going to zoom in and do a little bit of sewing on this machine. It's easy for me to raise and lower the presser foot on the machine. Just hit a button, it's going to raise that up for me. Now this machine will have the 7-point feed dog system on it. It's going to feed those fabrics through neat and clean. It's going to keep those lighter weight or stretchy materials flat as my needles penetrating the garment. Then we haven't even mentioned the IDT system. This will grab my fabric from the top, feeding it through as the feed dogs that are built in the machine are feeding my regular fabric through. So as I put it under the machine, it's a wide feed dog because this machine does a 9mm width stitch. We'll put up this applique stitch here. I'm going to lower my presser foot, and all I have to do is hit go. Now I can, on the side of the machine, I can slow it down. Really easy for me until I get to my comfort level, or we can just let it go full speed ahead. and tie that stitch off for me underneath. I'll hit my scissor, snip that thread for me. It's going to automatically raise my presser foot for me, and I don't have to even get a scissor out on this machine. As I go into the machine, it will have an instruction manual built in. There's all kind of tips and tutorials that are built in that I can go into, and there's just dozens and dozens of articles and helps built in showing me how to do basic things on the machine. Your manual is built in right here on the front of the machine for me, so I can go in and utilize that at any given time. I don't have to hunt for my instruction manual. So as you'll see in the video, we can make this video an hour long. There are so many things built in, but it's compact, it's well organized, and it's laid out for you in such a manner that you're going to be able to easily operate this machine and have a great time with it. And then if I want to go home to my main screen, the default setting, once I come in, I can just hit home and I'm right back to where I started, and we can go back to sewing again. It's going to remember where I was at. Ken Sewing Center is your authorized Pfaff dealer. We carry every model of Pfaff and every accessory for all the Pfaff machines. You get our premium support package with any machine you purchase from us. We can compare this model to any other model in the Pfaff line or any other brand and help find the machine that's going to be right for you. We have great financing specials on this particular machine, always have great prices, and we're always glad to help you. Check it out on our website, or give us a call or drop us an email anytime. We'll be glad to help you.